Opponents probably want to strangle me right now. So we get Hostage Taker. So we get to steal both their creatures, draw 2 cards, gain loads of life. Still, wow, you can even steal their rocks. Because why not? Because magic. Because magic is inclusive and meant for everybody. So today I'm dabbling in the dark arts, guys. I'm using the card that I pretty much hate more than any other card in existence because it's literally a 1-card combo. You play this card, you pretty much win the game. But I wanted to challenge myself because I didn't think that was going to be interesting enough for my channel. I wanted to build a Yarok Keruga build. So in order to have Keruga as your companion, each card in your deck must have a seems 3 or greater. So nothing at 1 or 2 mana. So it's going to make the game much harder. Once we get to 3 mana, we're going to get all the amazing, powerful stuff like Black Market Connections, Grim Tutor to search for the Ultimatum, Liliana, Fraction Arena. We've got the Cultivates, and look at our top end here. It's absolutely ludicrous. This deck is meant to be insanely fun to use, but at the same time incredibly risky. It's like going on a roller coaster. You just never know what you're going to get. We're going to go up against some really powerful opponents. We're dabbling in the most evil cards possible. So let's see if I can redeem myself. Alright, this could be okay because we have the board wipe. They've got a Muxus deck. So we probably want to go for Temple first here. Grim Tutor. Yeah, we'll keep that because, again, we are gunning for that Ultimatum. That cheekiness. Is it going to be Goblin, 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 Goblin? How fast are they going to be? In 60 card, this card is terrifying because you can have 4 of them. In this format, not as bad. So are we just going to go for the Ultimatum here? Or are we going to be more careful? And probably go for Languish. I think this is the much safer bet, guys, because we're still quite a ways off 7 mana. This has got 4 toughness, so Languish can kill that and any of his friends. If they swarm the field a few times, that's already going to create an extra... Oh, yeah, I think we need to use... So it's evens, odds, and odds. So your language is coming down here, 100%. I'm afraid. Because if they played... What is it? What's it called? The Goblin... Is it the Goblin... No, not Instigate. There's a Goblin that comes in and you can sack a Goblin to get red. That's scary. So we've got the Ultimatum anyway. Let's get a forest, because we definitely need to play a land every turn, or we're going to miss out. 2, 3, 4. Let's go for the Ziggoth Triumph. So yeah, these new Lord of the Rings cards are great, because they've got forest cycling for one mana, which is awesome. And I'm going to play this, and I'm going to draw a card. Again, I want to keep hitting those land drops, if pos. If pos. Nice. Okay, so we're 2 off the Ultimatum. And they've got 3, 4 mana. Holding Banner. They can go for the Muxus next turn. And the Goblin Banneret. We're definitely going to trade there. Okay, I'm scared. Maybe we just go for some blockers. This guy's got a big butt. He's got a big butt and lifelink and Death Touch. So if Muxus comes down and he gets lots of hasty boys, we can at least kill 1, gain some life. Goblin smuggling on it. Creature power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Oh, that's annoying. So we got super lucky there because they didn't hit the 6th mana for the Muxus. Oof, hitting us for 4. Funny thing is, we can actually steal both our creatures with Mind Flayer. Or we could just go for the Ultimatum and say sayonara. This is so evil. Alright, so Verdant, extra turn, and I guess we'll go for Breach. Just for lols. Just 3 perfectly fair cards for a perfectly broken piece of poop. And yeah, Emergent Ultimatum, guys. If you're new to this format, this card is the most broken card ever made. Pretty much. It's 7 mana, but that doesn't really mean much. So they're going to give us Verdant and an extra turn. Okay, fair enough. I mean, there's no way of getting out of that, to be honest, is there? Wow, Rusco 2. All these delicious triggers. Wow. Wow. And then we can also go for Verdant again, because what the hell? And we get 2 triggers, so we get to Grim 2 as well, because why not? And we get to search for land as well, because why not? Times 2. Yeah. This is stupid. This is because of 1 card. And I guess we'll go for River's Rebuke, just for lols. Can we kill ourselves here? I don't know. Maybe? Who knows? Oh my goodness. Well, definitely not shielded and all these draw triggers. Well, we all know this is going into my opening of my video now, don't we? That's for sure. You saw that, didn't you guys? This is from 1 card. 1 card. Opponents probably want to strangle me right now. So we get Hostage Taker. So we get to steal both their creatures, draw 2 cards, gain loads of life. Still, oh, I can even steal their rocks. Because why not? Because magic. Because magic is inclusive and meant for everybody. Apart from the person not using Ultimatum. Wow, we've created a loop. I feel like I've got whiplash from watching these triggers. Opponent sitting there watching every single trigger go off like an absolute Chad. Am I going to mill myself here? Hope not. 10, 11, 9, 10. Every trigger creates a trigger. So when I said I could mill myself, that could be true. That could actually be true. Sweet. So I don't want to draw any more cards. I really don't want to draw any more cards. What can I play that doesn't involve me drawing cards? I just want to do something that doesn't kill me. Okay, play Heraldic Banner. Naming black. And then we'll play the Goblin just because we do draw 2 cards. Stop drawing cards. And yep, that's cool. We now have to choose 7 cards to keep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. You know it's bad when you have to choose what to keep rather than what to discard. Okay, now luckily for us, we have 2 midnight clocks. Oh, they don't get a turn because we got an extra turn. Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry, dude. Absolute. Honestly, thank you for letting me do that. I'm so sorry. I know how horrible it is. I completely understand. It's a dick move. Okay, I like my chances against Tiamat because we're both really slow decks. Only issue is our language is not going to do a single thing here. But yeah, we've got some pretty cool synergy pieces. How much do we care about the big dragons? Probably not too much. Uro a bit too slow here. Wonderful. Yeah, and then so probably next turn go for Ristic. Or do we give a Cultivate? Oh, that's a tricky one. Cultivate's nice, but Ristic gives us more answers to stuff later on. Let's go for that. Also, the Cultivate, we've not got anything big to go into yet. The Keruga would be nice already to draw a couple cards. Oh, for each other permanent, you draw one when that comes in. Heraldic Banner, so that gives us a card. Nice one. Liliana, okay. I think we start hitting their hand. To be honest, this is going to be tough for them to
when I win,
not deal with.
I'm tired of your secrets.
They've got 4 mana, 5 mana next turn. I wonder if they have any small dragons. I mean, there's quite a few dragons with haste. Like Glorybringer is a classic one. I wonder if they're using that. Glorybringer would kill Liliana. There's a number of things they could have. They can have binding. So much removal. They've got 5 colours, of course. Bloodchief's Thirst. Fair enough. I didn't expect them to have that in the deck, but there you go.
No fun when they
Settle the Wilds. So we might want to wait to use Settle, because if we get 7 lands out and do this, we can get a really powerful spell. So let's go for Cultivate first. Sadly, that is the only spell we can do here. But next turn, if we play Settle the Wilds, we will get a 7-drop. Which could be Ultimatum. Which is what we're after all. And they've got 6 mana up. Please don't be Casualties of War. They do have Skyclave Relic. So we're going to draw a card. Damn. Okay, just another land. They've got so much mana now. Crazy. Right, let's see what a 7-drop's going to be. Not what I thought, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, that's a shame. This is an okay card, but I would much rather have something that kills them rather than something that just ramps our mana. But it's okay. We'd probably go for Keruga next turn and draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. I think that's pretty good. Or if we have... How much mana do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we had 10 mana, we could go Yarok and Keruga, but we don't have enough, sadly. Sarkhan. So they're going to make dragons in their hand cheaper.
My spirit blazes like the heat of the dragon.
Eat the swarm? They keep doing weird things. They're going to conjure a Shivan Dragon into the hand. Okay, again, not what I expected. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can get Guardian Project into Keruga, which is amazing. Oh, no, we can't because... Okay, fine. We'll just have to go for Yarok, which actually weirdly does the same thing. Draws us a lot of cards. Yeah, I keep forgetting you have to put Keruga into your hand. Okay, Verdant Rejuvenation. Let's just hope we get to keep this. So, Seek X, creatures, enchantments, planeswalkers, X is the highest mana value. Put this card into the battlefield. Okay, so if they don't touch Yarok, we could be good here. Mirari's Wake. So the lands tap for double. Wait, whenever you tap a land for mana. It doesn't include these, but they still had enough anyway, because that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, cool. No, so now Sarkhan can pay 1 to make all the dragons in their hand 1 cheaper, which is actually terrifying when you consider they just got 5. Now, I do wonder if they got any combos. Devastated Lathless. Oh, all the red stuff. This is actually a really cool deck, although Terror of the Peaks is... yeah, that's going to kill me. So now we need to just do this. I think so. We can get 5 things into play. That is pretty sick. Oh my goodness. I've never seen that many Guardian Project triggers before. Okay. So sadly, the Chupacabra has to kill the Tiamat, which means we're not going to get control of it here. But do we just die anyway from the Terror of the Peaks? Ugh. Maybe. Does it say an opponent controls? Oh, wow. So it doesn't kill it. Nice timing there. Great Henge for 2 green. Wow. Okay, I've never seen so many cards drawn in my life. That is berserk. What else can we do? Do we still die? Ah, that's such a shame if we do. I really hope not. Suppose we just go for Great Henge, right? And then play... What creature died? We don't have any creatures in the graveyard, which means Virtue of Strength doesn't do anything. I guess we just take this up. And then swing this at Sarkin. So I think if they don't, they have to win in the next turn, right? Otherwise, they just die. Discard 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so even though we did a spectacular thing, I do not feel safe because of the gold, so the Terror of the Peak, sorry, and especially if they tick up, all of them are going to be cheaper.
Come to me, great ones.
And Mirai's weight makes them bigger as well. I think we just lose this, which is a shame, but oh well. It's pretty cool. We both did cool things, so I can't complain. Cannot complain. It's just a shame that none of the things we did could affect their hand. Go for Lattice first. And then Terror of the Peaks. Oh, but then the dragons come in after and then deal. They're going for our creatures rather than just us. Huh.
Waste not, want not.
I feel like if they could have probably just ignored that TM there. Going back to them. You return a dragon permanent from the graveyard to the battlefield. Old Gnawbone. Ah, okay. So that is a problem. Yes, because so that says whenever a creature hits us, deals damage to us, they're going to get that many treasures. Which means they can just keep playing more and more dragons. Oh, that's a shame. So yeah, they dragoned us out with the Old Gnawbone. Funnily enough, it's the Old Gnawbone that's going to kill us. Because this gives them more treasures. But yeah, well, okay, Terror of the Peaks, whatever. It's a combination of those, but yeah, fair enough. Alright, this hand is absolutely terrible, so we're going to keep it. The only reason I'm keeping this is because we have the Shark Typhoon that can cycle into another card, hopefully. So let's just see how that goes. Their card's going to be a Self-Mill Ancient One build, which is kind of awesome. So they've already got 3 cards in the graveyard. The Ancient One can only attack or block if there are 8 or more cards in their graveyard. That is very, very, very powerful. 2 mana, 8/8. Is it too powerful? Who knows? Here comes the Ancient One. Let's just cycle this to get another card. AX equals 0. Command Tower. Okay, so yeah. We can even steal a Hostage Taker eventually. We'll see. Here for the Nissa to give us a bit of ramp. If she survives, at least. So because we can only pay 3 mana stuff, we couldn't put the Lotus Cobra, so it's got to be the Nissa, unfortunately. Ashiok Dreamrender, so they're going to mill themselves for 4 and exile our graveyard. Oh my goodness, that is pretty scary. So, yeah, I think we're going to just try and steal the Ancient One just for a little tiny while. And then, oh, they've chosen to put it in the command zone. Interesting. That is interesting, actually, because it means they didn't have any removal for the Hostage Taker, I guess. Otherwise, they would have just killed this in their turn here, and they would have just regained control of Ancient One, but who knows. All I know is if we get to play... They're just going to go far again. I think we just win the game then, because we're going to go for the Casualties of War next turn. Take care of their whole fields. We've got black, black, green, green. Let's just go for another black. Take care of 3 of their things. I don't think there's much they can do to combat from this, guys. Brutal. I mean, we are putting a lot of stuff in their graveyard, but I think they'd probably rather have things on the battlefield, to be perfectly honest. If we draw a card on our next turn, we can also go for the... Sorry, draw a land. We can go for the Garuda. But again, this will fill their graveyard, which is a bit scary, but... They're going to go for the Teresian Mindbreaker, which mills us for half. That is a lot of mill. To think that's only 4 mana to do that. Normally, it's a 7 mana card. Kind of crazy. 42 in our graveyard. Alright, let's go for Guru to see what we hit. We are just making it easier for them to just mill us out, but... And we got nothing. That's such a shame. Down to 14. Did the ultimatum go to the bin? No, I don't think it did from the first glance. What are they going to do here? Are they going to cast something from their graveyard? What have they even got? They might have a reanimation spell. Turning the Shieldred. So we have to sack something. Sack this. Okay. So go for this. Solve the equation. So we've got 5 mana to play with now to get rid of Shieldred. Interesting. Or do we just go for Time Warp? Oh, let's go for the ultimatum. If they block, we use the Languish. Down to 8. So they know we have the ultimatum in hand. Do they have a way to stop us? They have to get rid of this, or they pretty much lose the game. Unless they counter it. Could be a counter, but if they counter it, what else are they going to do? Or if they have another reanimator, then they just bring this back. Ancient one. Let's see what we've got left. We might not even have anything that good. 3 monos. Okay. So go for Verdant. Liliana. So we don't have the double loyalty thing. But I guess we could just go for Scholar as well to cast something from the graveyard. So yeah, these are very powerful picks. And most people with the Emergent Ultimatum go for any number of 2-card combinations. So they might go for something like the 6 mana Vorinclex and any Planeswalker to get an instant ultimate. Okay, so we get all these things into play, and all these triggers.
The mysteries. I've
Kind of crazy.
for answers.
Wow. And we get the Liliana.
Let us march into battle.
2 Lilianas.
New comrades.
We'll just make them sack. So lose the Ancient one again.
Sacrifices must be made.
So yeah, it's not an instant win build we have, but it's still pretty crazy. Down to 8. 24 cards in our deck. Can they mill us out here?
Putrid, but
I presume it's a mill deck, right? They can make us mill like half our deck. No? Okay, cool. Crazy. How do you feel about that, guys? Emergent Ultimatum, but not into an instant win. Guys, I'm going to keep this fairly short, and there's a few reasons for that. Firstly, using Emergent Ultimatum is just like what Uncle Ben said to Peter Parker. With great power comes great responsibility. I don't want to make people suffer using this, to be honest. It invalidates everything that happened before it. It basically just, when you play this card, it kind of just basically says, F you. Because you could be losing, you could be on 1 life, you play this, and then you essentially win the game. I mean, I suppose that's just part of Magic the Gathering, right? Part of it is that, but I think, well, personally, it's better when you kind of claw your own way out of a hole. I think that's a lot more rewarding For me, anyway. Depends who you talk to. And Magic is a very different game for many different people. I actually get the feeling this deck tech will probably take longer than the actual videos of gameplay you watched. So there's that reason. I don't want to play it too much because I don't want people to suffer. It's horrible, you know. When I see this card being used against me or used against other people, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy using or it being used against me. So that's kind of the first thing. And yeah, it's a bit of fun just to show what it can do. But maybe after seeing what I did with, you know, in the game where I played this and I got literally 20,000 things and extra turns, just shows how easy it is. I suppose, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with what to say here. I suppose if you've got a losing streak and you're desperate to win, whip this out, have a few games, let it be a salve to your depression, or you know, if you feel like you really want to take it out on someone, you know, it's in the game, use it. It's not banned for some reason. I personally think it should be. And some people might say it's a bit dramatic, but then why have a ban list if you're not going to use it? You know, if you're in favour of this card, then you can't really agree with any ban list because it's kind of irrefutably the strongest card ever made. Really, one card combo. You could say Approach of the Second Sun is very similar. 7 mana, gain 7 life, put it into your deck 7th on the top. If you play it twice, you win the game. But even that feels slower because someone could mill that and, you know, get rid of it. This, you just do it once and you get 3 cards. It's, you know, automatically better. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to make this a Keruga build, just to see how challenging I could make it for myself. And even with no 1 and 2 drops, I still won, like most of my games. Because, I don't know, through skill or just sheer luck. I will admit, I did lose a few times to very fast aggro decks, but that's just a given. Every deck does. It's not unique to this deck. But in the mid-range to slow games, when you're playing this deck, you will pretty much win every single time. It's just so incredibly broken. You could take this deck and just take out Emergent Ultimatum. In fact, I think that's something you probably should do. And then probably lean a bit heavier into Verdant Rejuvenation, which I think is another problem card. But at least this is just for alchemy. I think this was from a commander set that they changed the rules for to have it seek. I think in the paper version it doesn't do anything like this whatsoever. So this is a very interesting, unique scenario linked to alchemy, which is obviously looking at you, Rusko. Same problem with this guy. Just broken cards lurking around the digital format. If you can use it if you want, it's up to you. But yeah, I think there's not really much else to say apart from my thoughts on it, because everyone who's played Arena for a while has probably seen this card, and you all know it. I just thought eventually I had to make the video, just like I had to make the Rusko video, just to show kind of, you know, how easy it was to win. And that's just not the route I like to take. But at least I've done it now. I've got it out of the way. The Emergent Ultimatum card. I'm not saying I'll never... Basically, it may appear in a future video, it might not, but for now, I won't be actively putting this in decks unless there's a strange challenge or a weird request or something. But yeah, this card is basically vaulted for me, and that's fine. I'm happy with that. And if I face opponents using it, then they'll either win very fast and it will be over and done with, or they'll do what I did and just get some weird combos out that don't actually instantly win, and then there's an interesting game after. But yeah, it's unlikely. If people give you the Verdant Rejuvenation from this, then it's very unlikely you're going to lose. Yeah, just a note, with this deck, with such a high end curve, Defense of the Heart, absolutely incredible. Probably must have in the deck. Yarok is an interesting choice of commander because there wasn't really too much in Sultai on Arena, but it's probably the best one for this build, just because there's so many good ETBs. You could swap out any of these big high-end things. If you want to be an absolute noble knight, yeah, take out Rejuvenation and Ultimatum. And you know what? You'll probably still have fun, to be perfectly honest. You'd still have a really fun deck. So yeah, take out these 2 cards. Or not. It's completely up to you. Completely up to you. Another note before we leave the deck tech. As I said in one of the videos, these Lord of the Rings cycling cards are a really incredible addition to the game, because there's 3 of them. There's a swamp cycling one, there's the forest cycling one, and there's also there's a blue one somewhere. Lorien Revealed, which is whenever I see this card I think of the L'Oreal hair product. It just looks weirdly luscious and hair. I don't know, it's a weird art. But yeah, they're the hobbits, Frodo, Sam, Merry, Pippin. Island cycling for 1. They're all island, cycling for 1. So you put them in the deck, but they fill up 1 mana cards. And that's important because you can't have cards that cost 1 or 2 in this deck. So there's also a few other cheats as well with the Virtue cycle. These are 7 mana or 1 mana because it's a split card, and the same with Virtue Persistence and the same with Virtue Knowledge, which is probably the best one because it's got a Pana Monicum built into it. So when they keep introducing new split cards, keep in mind they go really well with Keruga because you're cheating the system. Because obviously this says you can't have spells with mana cost 3 or greater, but with these Virtue spells, it's only looking at the top right CMC. It doesn't care about the adventure cost. Absolutely doesn't care. Perfectly legal card, and it says nice way to slide into your cheaty decks with Keruga, so keep that in mind. And you've also got, I was trying to find more things like this. Where was it? Pylon, which has Convoke. So yeah, any spells with Convoke go pretty well in the deck. It's not a very creature-centric deck early on, so Convoke is a bit tricky to do. But this says 4 mana on the top right, but again, it could say even less mana, because each creature you tap to cast it pays for 1 generic or 1 mana of that creature's colour. So there you go. There's a few technical interesting things about the deck. I tried to make it a bit different, not just a straight-up ultimatum build that we're bound to see from here on until the end of time, unless it gets banned. But yeah, what can we do? We're just regular people playing a game, trying to have fun, I suppose. If you want to copy the deck list because you're insane, the deck list is in the description below, as you always can imagine, because that's what I always say. But if you do want to donate to the channel and help me out, you can via Ko-fi. You can donate any amount via there. That's really nice. Or if you want to become a channel patron, go to my Patreon link in the description below, and you can become an adult dragon member, which means you get a one-off video request. So you can request a crazy video, hopefully not Emergent Ultimatum, but yes, always have to do that. Always happen to have new members joining the channel, and you get shout outs as well. And you can also join the Discord as well, which is now VIP. Only private access to my Discord now, or unless I have like a random weekend where doesn't want to join, then people can join. But yeah, for now it's just closed off. So if you're in there, enjoy being in an exclusive club, and if you want to get in there, join the Discord via being a Patreon member or Ko-fi donator. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.